A lot of women don't understand that most men have given up on love, not because they don't believe in love, not because they don't want to love a woman or they don't want to be in love, but because love has let them down in the past. When a man's been let down over and over again by love, by the women he's been with, by the people in his life, he's not going to just believe in it as if it's just something freely available to him, because in his experience, it was always taken away. So be patient with that man. Show that man that he can trust you. Show that man that you love him, that you're not going to run away, that you're not going to leave him, and that your words actually mean something. And I can promise you, if you stay with that man and if you continue to show him how much he means to you, eventually he'll believe in it again, because he'll see it through your actions, not just your words. I do not understand people who go around when they're dating and date a bunch of people at the same time. Like, what even is that? Why on earth would you date 2, 3, 4, 5 people at the same time? Be like, we're not like in a relationship, we're just like going out and why? Don't you want to be with a person long term? And do you really think that you dating 5 people at the same time is going to lead you to doing that? I would never do that. I refuse to do that. If I'm dating someone, it's that person and no one else. And if it doesn't work out, then it goes to the next person and no one else. Why on earth would I date 5 people at once or even talk to 5 people at once? Please, can we remove this whole like behavior because we have this FOMO or this feeling of not being good enough if we're not dating 5 people at once? Because really, it's just lame. You underestimated that man. And you underestimated the man before him and every other man who comes into your life. And then you blame men for not being good enough and not meeting your expectations and not meeting your standards, when your standards are so unrealistically high that you won't find a man who will ever check off every single one of your 3,000 boxes. Stop thinking that you deserve a Prince Charming who will come along and save you. Stop rejecting every single man who comes your way, who's trying to enter your life and make your life better, because you will never be happy if you do that. And you will also never find someone who will check off every single one of that box. And start understanding that if you want to be happy, you need to be happy with yourself first. And a man is only going to come into your life and expand on that happiness, not be there to be your entire happiness. A lot of women don't understand that most men have given up on love, not because they don't believe in love, not because they don't want to love a woman or they don't want to be in love, but because love has let them down in the past. When a man's been let down over and over again by love, by the women he's been with, by the people in his life, he's not going to just believe in it as if it's just something freely available to him, because in his experience, it was always taken away. So be patient with that man. Show that man that he can trust you. Show that man that you love him, that you're not going to run away, that you're not going to leave him, and that your words actually mean something. And I can promise you, if you stay with that man and if you continue to show him how much he means to you, eventually he'll believe in it again, because he'll see it through your actions, not just your words. I do not understand people who go around when they're dating and date a bunch of people at the same time. Like, what even is that? Why on earth would you date 2, 3, 4, 5 people at the same time? Be like, we're not like in a relationship, we're just like going out and why? Don't you want to be with a person long term? And do you really think that you dating 5 people at the same time is going to lead you to doing that? I would never do that. I refuse to do that. If I'm dating someone, it's that person and no one else. And if it doesn't work out, then it goes to the next person and no one else. Why on earth would I date 5 people at once or even talk to 5 people at once? Please, can we remove this whole like behavior because we have this FOMO or this feeling of not being good enough if we're not dating 5 people at once? Because really, it's just lame.
I don't know who needs to hear this today, but your man is not supposed to be providing for you, protecting you, and paying for everything for your life if you are not willing to respect him, submit to his leadership, and trust him and treat him with kindness and love. I said what I said. Having your period is not a valid excuse to then treat your man like crap. Just because your hormones are off, just because you're not feeling your best, doesn't give you the entitlement to then yell at your man, hit your man, treat your man like crap, call him names. And yes, he doesn't go through those cycles of feeling what we feel as women, but it doesn't give you as a woman the entitlement to then treat him like crap. You are not a child. You're not a baby. You have the ability to control yourself and to tell him how you feel. And if you need space, to tell him that you need space in a respectful manner. Being on your period doesn't give you the entitlement to act however you want to act just because your hormones are imbalanced. Yes, it's okay to cry. Yes, it's okay to be frustrated. Yes, it's okay to tell him that you don't want to see him. But don't disrespect him. If that is your man and he is not fully understanding how you're feeling, why not try to explain to him how you're feeling instead of getting mad at him for not understanding because he doesn't go through what you go through? Start treating your man with more respect and stop blaming him all the time, and stop blaming him for not understanding what you're going through. He's a man. He's not going to understand. understand. You gotta be a grown adult and explain to him how you're feeling. Tell him what you need in a respectful way.
I'm gonna hurt a lot of women's feelings by saying this, but we as women are not better than men in any way. And they're not necessarily better than us either. We are equal in value, and we both have strengths and weaknesses that the other gender doesn't have. Men, for example, are much better at a lot of things than we as women are good at. And that's okay. Men are better at logical thinking. Men are better at problem solving. Men are better at being rational. Men are better at looking at things from different perspectives. Men are better at planning, etc., etc. Women are better at nurturing. Women are better at being compassionate. Women are better empathizing with other people. Women are often better at taking care of small children. And that is also okay. There is no point in us having a gender war and women trying to convince men that they're better than them for some reason, or men trying to convince women. You're never gonna win this gender war, men versus women. The best thing you can do in order to have a happy life and a healthy, successful relationship with anyone is to learn to understand how to work well as a man with a woman and as a woman with a man. Because we need each other, we work best together as a team, and there's no point in us trying to compete and trying to convince one another that we're better than one another, because it's simply not true.
You want to know how to know if a woman actually really likes you? Here's this one little trick you have to look out for. If she is mimicking things that you say or do, she's probably not even going to notice these things until she's actually doing it or saying it, then you know she likes you. Because I have seen this so often that a woman who really likes a guy, or it's her boyfriend or her husband or whatever, he will say something, and after a while, she'll end up saying the same thing as him. And I'll be like, doesn't your man say that all the time? She'll be like, oh yeah, he does say that all the time. If you say things and at some point she starts saying the exact same things that you say, or if you do little things like roll your eyes and like tilt your head a certain way and she starts doing that, she loves you, man. She loves you.
Here are 3 of the most feminine traits that most masculine men secretly crave and that are so hard to find in many women. That's because of the way we've been educated and raised, but I really believe that if we as women can come to this point, who will absolutely love to be with us. The first one is this: warmth over perfection. A man prefers a woman who is soft, who is kind, over a woman who tries to be perfect and tries to be Miss Know-It-All all the time. The second one is this: receptiveness. A man wants a woman who receives what he gives her, is grateful, and gives him back what he needs as well. And the third one is this: emotional stability. A man wants a woman who doesn't spiral out, who doesn't panic, but who's able to ground herself at a certain point and remember that they're a team. If you want a woman to respect you, you just need to do this. You got to show up and you need to set boundaries and stick to those. That means you're going to go into a relationship or you're going to go into dating this woman and she's going to have certain expectations of you. You also have to have certain expectations of her and of yourself, which means you have to say to her, this is what I tolerate and this is what I don't tolerate. And then you're not going to chase, you're not going to beg, you're not going to be desperate. You're just going to lay out what your standards are. And if she knows those standards and those boundaries and she crosses them, you automatically know she doesn't respect you and she's not for you. Then you're going to walk away calmly, and I can guarantee you 9 times out of 10 she's gonna start chasing you, because she's gonna realize, oh, this guy is messing around, this guy is confident, this guy doesn't need me, let me try and get him back. But by then you'll know your worth. Don't put the blame on yourself for being ghosted. Pick yourself up, take it as a learning experience, and go find a woman who treats you right. It shows a lot more about her than it does about you. It shows that she doesn't have the emotional maturity to be honest with you about how she's feeling and about what she wants. It shows that she doesn't respect you, and therefore, if you as a man were ghosted by a woman, whenever a woman is feeling bad, whenever she's feeling down, she will get support from someone. If a man is going through a hard time, whether that be financially, emotionally, and sometimes even physically, he has no emotional support. That man has to go through the hardship alone. So next time you try to say that men have it easier in the world, that's not really true. Men just take a lot more on, don't complain as much, and deal with a lot more crap before actually going crazy like women do. Most men don't want a woman with a high body count, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's called preference. The reason why men want that is because men want to know that the woman they're with is loyal. Men want to know that the woman they're with is committed, and men want to know that the woman they're with is decisive about who she wants to be with. A low body count shows that a lot more than a high body count. And the fact that men want a low body count makes women so angry and makes women so insecure. But in reality, I get it too, because I would want the same thing. So instead of bitching about it, instead of being mad about it, learn to have human decency and don't just sleep with whoever. Sleep with the right guy and stay with him.
I love it when people say to me, oh, I can't believe you state those things, as if you would actually take care of your man and as if you would actually do everything for him and try to make him happy and try to make him feel respected and try to make him feel loved. Yeah, that's the bare minimum. A good man deserves that. And that is exactly what I'm gonna do for him for as long as I live.
I'm gonna be honest with you right now, okay? No one knows what they're actually doing with their life. No one knows what they're gonna be doing 5 years down the line. No one has a 10-year plan. No one even has a 5-year plan usually. And no one knows if the person they're currently with is gonna stay with them their entire life. But you know what? You'll never know unless you actually try. And if you have a goal, if you have a dream for yourself, and you have something you wanna do, just go for that. Just do that. Make that your focus, because everything else you don't really want, you don't really know if it's even gonna benefit you. Ignore those things and just go for the thing that you actually want for yourself long term. Because, like I said, no one knows what they're doing. No one knows if anything we're doing is gonna work. So just do that. Here is my secret to confidence. You wanna know how to be confident? I'm gonna tell you how I'm confident, okay? The secret is fake it. Yes, I'm not actually confident. Actually, that's not true. Because in the beginning, I was entirely not confident at all, not even a little bit. But then you know what I did over time? I faked it, and then I had to fake it a little bit less, and I still fake it, to be honest. But there's a part of me that actually has become more confident by faking being confident. So if you're not confident at all, just fake it. Fake it till you make it, because that is literally the only way you're gonna achieve it. The only way you're gonna become confident is by acting confident over and over and over and over again until your body, your nervous system gets used to it, gets comfortable with it, and then it'll work like a charm. A woman who doesn't bring peace to your relationship is a liability and nothing more. Because here's the truth. Men deal with so much stress on a daily basis. Their whole life is stress. They have to work hard, they have to figure out how to make more money, protect their family, how to deal with conflicts, and so on. And if a woman is coming to that relationship and she's not bringing anything else but more chaos and more stress, she is not for you. She's not always going to be peaceful, but if she doesn't learn how to be your safe haven, she doesn't learn how to do things for you that'll actually help the relationship and that'll make you feel safe in the relationship, and she's not actively trying to make your life less stressful, that woman is not for you. That woman is a liability, she's a burden, and she's honestly not bringing anything to your life. So change it. If you're a man who's scared of sending that woman that text, then this is for you. Most likely you're scared of sending a woman that message that you want to send her, and you're overthinking on everything that you're sending a woman because you're scared that she'll either reject you, she'll think you're too much, or she won't know how to deal with you, and therefore you're going to be left alone. But here's the truth. A woman who truly loves you and cares about you is not going to left you feeling confused. She's not going to leave you feeling like you don't know if you can trust her, like you don't know where she's at. Because the thing is this, women are very intentional when it comes to dating, just like men. So she's not responding to you on time, she's not checking your messages when you send them to her, and you feel like you're a burden to her constantly, even though you're not messaging her a lot, you're not bothering her a lot, she's not into you. And you should remember, and in those moments when you notice that, you have to make it very clear to yourself, do I want to be in a situation where I'm being treated like this, or do I want to move on and find someone who respects me, who wants to get back to me and wants to treat me like an equal partner? The choice is yours, but ultimately you'll be much happier with someone who loves you the way you love them. The saddest things about relationships nowadays is that women almost never tell their men anymore how proud they are of them. Women almost never give their man a compliment anymore. And so many men feel absolutely worthless even after trying their absolute hardest, giving everything they have, because they feel like no matter how much they do, it's never enough. So I'm here to tell you today that I am proud of you. And I'm here to tell you that you are amazing, that you do such an amazing job. And you should never ever stop trying, and you should never give up, because you make the world a better place. Here's the hard truth. Men and women are not the same. We do not have the same processes, we do not have the same needs, and we don't even have the same wants. But the problem is that so many women nowadays think that men think the same way as women, or that they think the same way as men, and therefore give men what they would want to receive, and they talk to men the way they would want to be talked to. But here's the thing, we are not the same. And if you want to have a healthy relationship with a man, you have to first understand how a man thinks. Men want respect, men want clarity, and men want peace. If you're constantly creating chaos, making him feel unwanted and unneeded, that man is not going to want to stick around for long, especially if he's a good man who is in his masculine role. Here's how to know if a woman actually loves you, part 2. Number 1 is she sacrifices things in order to be with you, whether that be friends, whether that be materials, whether that be where she lives. A woman who is in love will sacrifice certain things in her life, even of meaning, even of importance, in order to be with a man that she loves. And you're going to know this as a man too. You're going to notice what she's giving up in order to have you. Number 2 is she admires you and she loves you despite knowing your flaws, despite knowing your shortcomings. Maybe you have a quick temper, maybe you tend to do something she really hates, maybe you chew with your mouth open. She loves you and she sees you as perfect in her eyes, and that just shows you and makes you understand that she loves you so much. If a woman sees you as perfect, even though she knows you're not perfect, that means she loves you. And number 3 is very important. She wants to understand your world. She asks you questions about yourself. She asks you questions about your day. Maybe her questions sometimes come off as confusing and you don't know what she's trying to get to. But if a woman is asking you a bunch of things about, tell me about your childhood, or tell me about your day, or what did you do? What did you eat? oh, who's this person? Why do you talk to them? Oftentimes it's because she wants to know about you. She wants to know who you are. She wants to get involved. And all women do this differently. Some women do it more like that. Some women do it more like this, depending on their personality and who they are. But a woman who is invested in you is going to ask you questions and is going to be very curious about you. And sometimes she's going to be jealous. Sometimes she's going to be protective. But it usually means that she cares and she just wants to be a part of your world.